have the opportunity to hear from a couple teachers in the Santa Cruz Valley. And I don't know if it's fair to start this quote for Camr or not, but I'll try it anyway, because it has something to do with her background. But a former Swiss headmaster said, "The only reason I always try to meet and know the parents better is because it helps me to forgive their children." I don't really think that's true about our next speaker, but the story will fit in a minute. Camr Feldner is in her 7th year of teaching the Saugus Union School District, and she is teaching, I believe, the 5th grade at Bridgeport Elementary School. She is the daughter of 2 educators in this valley, one of whom was an honoree here many times. And the tradition continues. After graduating from San Diego State University, she followed her parents' footsteps, and she majored in education. We're lucky to have her now in the Valley again, and I'd like you to welcome Camr Feldner from Bridgeport.
Very fitting quote. You can't see anyone, so this is better. I do have to start off by saying I've received a ton of advice when I was asked to speak here. One of the best I received was, you have to sound really smart. Use big words. You know, you are speaking to teachers. You have to sound intelligent, Cameron. Well, I want to apologize now to all of you and to that person in the audience who gave me that advice, because that won't be happening. To begin, I do want to sincerely congratulate all the recipients who are being honored here tonight. What an honor to be recognized by your colleagues and administrators. So enjoy your night. You truly do deserve it. A few months ago, I received a phone call from the district office. You know the feeling when district office pops up on your caller ID at the end of a very long workday? Well, immediately my heart sank. Oh no, what did I do now? What parent did I upset? Did I say something wrong to a student? I'm getting fired. As I picked up the phone, I hear our superintendent of instruction's voice. "Hello, Cameron, this is Joan Lucid." Yeah, that lump that was in my stomach, it went to my throat. However, I did still have the ability to lay on the sweet charm as if she had called me 1,000 times before. "Oh, hello there, and how are you today, Joan?" That's when she asked, "Well, what do you think about speaking at the teacher tribute dinner this year?" Hold on. She was calling me to ask me to speak here? Okay, much better than being called about upsetting a parent or a child, but I mean, why me? There are hundreds of teachers that are way more qualified than I am to speak. I mean, I get nervous with large groups. I'm super busy. I'm planning a wedding on top of working full-time. Before I knew it, I just spit out the expected response. "Oh, Joan, of course I'll do it. What an honor. I don't have enough on my plate." "But what is it that you would like me to speak about?" That's when she responded, "Oh, you know how you always wanted to become a teacher, how you came back to work in the same district that you went through." It was at that point that I realized, oh goodness, we are in trouble. First of all, what you all should know is that I did grow up as a child of 2 elementary school teachers. I learned to walk at one of the schools where my parents worked. I was taught how to properly hold a pencil by 2 years old. By 4, I could tell people that although my name was spelled with a Y, it was phonetically correct. I worked countless hours helping in classrooms and workrooms. I had grading papers down by the 3rd grade. Family morning Sundays? Not in our family. Sundays in our family meant splitting up between our parents and going to school to help out. It started out that it was great fun assisting them at a young age. Who doesn't love the whiteboard? But it didn't take long to realize, wait a minute, this is child labor. I was probably the ripe age of 10 when I started to realize that being a teacher was way too much work for me. I was determined to have a job where I could make a ton of money, work very little, and never have to say the words on a weekend, "Come on, we're going to school." I remember working in the workroom, cranking away at the old ditto machine, saying, "Ugh, I'm never going to be a teacher." When my mom asked, "Okay, then what is it that you want to be when you grow up, since this whole teaching thing isn't for you?" The answer was clear. Duh, a millionaire's wife. Sounded easy enough. Again, all I heard from my mom was laughter. My mom told me right then and there, "You know, Cameron, you're onto something. Don't become a teacher then. It's a lot of work and it's very little pay. With teaching, you'll never have money." After that comment, I always thought, then why would someone ever choose to do it? Fast forward to the college years. I was living in San Diego, attending San Diego State University, not a care in the world. I get a phone call from the dad. The conversation goes something like this. "Hey, Cam, what are you doing?" "Oh, hey, Dad, just planning out my week." "Oh, you have a busy week of work ahead, huh?" "No, Dad. I mean, like, we have Taco Tuesdays, College Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays. It's a real hectic week, Dad." "Cameron, it's time to get serious. What exactly are you going to do with your life? I mean, I am not paying you to party. 4 years and you're on your own, seriously." And I could tell that this time he was actually serious. That's when I realized, the whole millionaire's wife thing wasn't exactly working out like I had planned. So I had better have a backup plan. I knew I always liked kids, so I first tried some medical classes. Maybe a pediatric nurse would be right up my alley. Took my first biology class, and I got a D. Well, D meant done in my book. Next. After that, I changed my major 5 different times in hope of finding something that popped out to me. I had to take a child development course as a prerequisite for one of my hundreds of chosen majors, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Not only does this stuff come easily, but I actually like it. So I took a few more, and what do you know? My 7th major change was to elementary education. The next part, to break the news to my parents. I mean, let's get real. I'd spent the last 20 years saying, I am never going to be a teacher. I hated for them to be right again. When I went home for a visit, I broke the news. Mom, Dad, I've decided my major. I'm going to be a teacher. Again, immediate laughter. My mom started high-fiving my dad. Ha! I knew it! Something I never knew, but my mom always knew, was that I was going to be a teacher. I was just that kid. A teacher pleaser, perfectionist, loved playing school. Always wanted to help, loved being around kids. My mom just knew that it was a matter of time that I realized that I, too, would become the 4th generation of elementary school teacher in our family. Of course, at 18, not realizing that I would become a teacher, I couldn't wait to get out of this valley. I used to tell my parents, I am moving out on June 4th after high school and leaving here, and I am definitely never living here. Well, surprise, guess what? I was wrong again. After realizing that teaching is exactly what I wanted to do, I couldn't think of a better place than right in the same district that I grew up in. 9 years ago, I moved home, got my credential, and student taught at one of those very same schools that I used to loathe attending on a Sunday. And you know what? I never looked back. Yes, both my parents were teachers, but I would like to think that it was all of my former teachers that pushed me down this road, and not just my parents. Born and raised right here in the Santa Clarita Valley, I attended Emblem Elementary, Arroyo Seco Junior High, and Saugus High School. I have nothing but great memories of all my schools, teachers, and friends. In fact, I can still name every single teacher I have ever had, and it bothers me when others can't even remember one. I mean, teachers teach the foundations of education. How do you not remember them? Each of my teachers have had some small part of who I am today as a classroom teacher. Choosing this profession was the best decision I ever made. I'm able to be with children, try new things, laugh, create, all while still having those lovely summer breaks. And each of you being honored today, you are teachers that kids will remember. When they grow up, they will be able to say that you were their favorite teacher, and they will remember your name. One day they could be right here speaking about how it was you who guided them into this very same profession. Oh, and about that whole becoming a millionaire's wife thing, well, obviously that didn't happen. In fact, it'll never happen. Another piece of advice my mom always gave me: don't marry a teacher. You like to spend way too much money. Again, I went against everything she said. I met, fell in love with, and am marrying a Valencia High School history teacher. So much for mom's advice, huh? But who knows? Maybe a 5th generation of school teachers in the future. Thank you.